What up, internet land?
What's going on?
What's up, family?
Go ahead and share the link.
Yo, crazy. Maybe throughout the show, whenever anybody else speak, might have to just mute Chief X side to just minimize the echoing. You know what I mean?
I said, why is it going, man?
So
Find
All
out
right,
Chief
I'm gonna
X.
give it a little time to share these links out. Let them know we live.
Yeah, I might as well help y'all out a little bit. I don't even fuck with y'all colors like that. Why is it done? Shit, I don't even have the YouTube link. Put the YouTube link in the description so I can share this shit.
What's the name of the YouTube page?
I have no idea. I
Unspoken
just,
Truth TV.
Say it
yeah,
again.
sure.
Unspoken Truth TV. I'm gonna send it to y'all in a second. Yeah, we're about to get this thing started. We got the chief.
Got Rich Ross in the building.
Ain't nobody think about this nigga, man. I need the link. No, X my man. We're supposed to write that book together, but he be shaking his shit.
I just shared the link on my page.
I ain't got the link.
You share the YouTube one?
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
The crazy be tagging me in this shit.
Hey, I just sent it to the group chat.
I guess. I guess.
We got Rich Ross in the building.
How can you tell?
go in the comments.
Look at him.
Okay. I didn't see nobody in the chat.
It should be in comments. It's not gonna pop up in the private. Look in the comments.
And that echo is still real bad,
Yeah,
I think I got two screens open. Yeah, y'all got two screens.
I'm a mute my mic if I'm not talking. I'm gonna mute it now.
All right, bet.
Oh, yeah.
All right, internet land. We back at it once again. We got the Love Alchemist on the scene, straight out of Chi-Town. Got the man coming with the master plan. We got Dirty over there, straight out of Chi-Town too. They call him the tolerologist.
Dirty folks. Dirty folks. Dirty folks. No
And of course, we got Big Pimpin' Pete on the scene.
Big Pimpin', baby. That's right.
And you got the fly bow tie guy, straight out of Naptown. Yeah. And we got a special guest on the scene. I've been waiting on the brother to show up. And the chief of the village, one of the chiefs of the village showing up. The the conscious community's worst nightmare. Y'all butts, boy, because we about to get it in. What's up, Chief?
How is everybody doing? And it's good to be here and have this this discussion on relationships and any other thing we're gonna delve into. I haven't prepared for this, but I kind of know this off the rip, off the top of my head.
Word. Matter of fact, I
Close
had
to
to
your
get
mic.
you on tonight when I read your post, and I'm gonna pull it up right here. I read your post. Yeah, there we go. So I came across this post right here, and I found it very interesting that a lady popped up and said this. That a lady popped up and said this. Now that was very interesting.
Can you put up the post again? I want to read it. I was trying to read that and read it as quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Now that was very interesting.
Can you put up the post again? I want to read it. I was trying to read that and read it as quick.
Somebody got their YouTube in the background.
Yeah.
Yo, this is me. I'm trying to share this on my Facebook page because why not?
You gotta mute the mic, mute the sound on your other page you got open, folks.
Yeah, I'll mute them for now. Now bring them back in. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna read it. 3 very true things that made the guilty hate Kevin Samuels. Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, we hear you, brother.
Okay. 1, some women are average who thought they wasn't. 2, some women are overweight and need to lose weight because it's unhealthy. 3, 80% of divorces are filed by women. The number 3 got them real mad because math don't lie, people do. I've been teaching the same truth for years about that stat. I never broke up with my women. They all broke up with me. Meaning this myth that men are leaving women and breaking up families was exposed as bullshit. I never, ever wanted to be an out-of-the-home father. I was forced to be that. Most of my male friends, their woman left them and said, get out. All because we think and move different and not perfect. Women got to thinking, yeah, I did kick my baby daddy and husband out and broke up my family, and a guilt trip set in, and they got angry at the truth bearer. He was acting like a 20-something-year-old man and growing and not perfect, so I put him out because my expectation on men was wrong.
That's powerful right there.
And what's even powerful is when I read this.
Mm-hmm. Truth. You're the only reason I gave my children's father another chance in the word.
Yeah, that's
You ain't talking about Kevin Samuels. She's talking about you.
Yes, sir. She's a long time Facebook friends. We've been Facebook friends forever. So she knows I spoke on these issues many times, even before Kevin Samuels hit the scene. So that was one thing I always used to say. You know what I mean? You're dating and stuff, and you're dealing with all these men, and these men aren't your children's father. And the best thing for you would be to get back with your children's father. You know what I mean? I know you may have had some issues or what have you, but that's the best thing for your kids and your family. You know what I mean? And you kind of got to get over what you broke up for.
Right. The question I got for you is, if there are stats of women giving these testimonials, right? And we just seen, a little testimonial evidence on your behalf that kind of validates that there are some lives being improved from these hard conversations, right? If that indeed is factual, right? Why is there so much resistance to something that's helping people improve their lives?
And relationships.
So, would you like me to just go ahead and go on a little spill what I feel about that and what I was speaking on?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
floor's yours, brother.
Okay. So I was previously married. That marriage lasted for 2 years. We were together for 4 years. So I didn't break up. She moved out and wanted to break up. For whatever, and it was basically behind financial issues, and financial issues caused a lot of violent arguments, and we broke up. Before that, I had 2 daughters by a lady, and I'm in my mid-20s at this time, and she broke up with me, asked me to leave. I leave, and the same day, her and her mother gets together and changed the locks on me, right? That ended that. So, today I tell sisters, I'm not a bad guy. I say I'm not perfect, but I'm above average. I'm not perfect, but I'm way above average. Meaning I'm suitable. I always keep a job. I've never, ever in my life since I was 15 years old been out of work. You know what I'm saying? So I work a job. I wanted to be a father, and I wanted to be a husband. So I'm trying and I'm growing, right? So I had to come to a conclusion that a lot of these breakups is because women haven't accepted how men are wired, and fathers haven't taught their daughters how men are and how they are, right? I had to have a conversation with my daughter. She's 25 now, okay? And I told her, I'm going to be honest with you. These 23, 24, 25, 20, these 20-something-year-old men are still exploring in life. They're still curious. They're still growing and learning. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's no 20-something-year-old man that's just going to stick with one excuse me, I don't know how you guys get down, but not one he's not going to stick with one pussy to the day he dies or for the rest of his life.
Oh, we raw in here. We got parent advisory notice up. Go ahead, brother.
Right. I told her he is still growing and exploring. It's like if you have a puppy and you leave that puppy in your house. The puppy more than likely going to tear up shit, going to nibble on your shoes, just you're going to come home and shit's going to be unraveled and tore up. Because the puppy is experiencing life and he's exploring and he's sampling things. Now, you have a grown dog, he may have done that already, and you come home, everything's fine, nothing's tore up. Because a young dog has explored and experienced things like already, life, right? So 20-something-year-old men are doing age-appropriate behavior. And that's how they're wired. And if you think that he's just going to stick with your pussy in his 20s, you're mistaken. So you need to be ready for if when you catch your man doing something, you understand his plight and how he's wired and what's going on with him mentally, and you don't just break up the family and leave. Sometimes people are growing to be for each other. You know what I mean? So you got to let that process happen. Don't just ruin it for for some imperfection or an act. Sometimes I'll say a person engaged in an act of pleasure. You know what I mean? So a lot of families are being broken up. So I'll say this statement. Sometimes women break up with men for being men. And that shakes a lot of people when they hear that. They're being men and behaving like men are behaving at their age. And you're breaking up with them for behaving like they're supposed to behave. Right? I've never wanted to be an out-of-the-home father. So I stuck around. So I just think a lot of the young women need to be educated on how men are and men's nature. And I think all men need to toe the line and teach their daughters the same thing. Now, I never say stick with a man who's just irresponsible and just disrespecting you in your face and acting a goddamn fool. Yeah, break up with that guy. But there are good men. There are good, responsible men. I consider myself a good man. I worked 2 jobs. I went to school and worked 2 jobs. I wanted to be a father. I'm active. Now, I may not be perfect, but I'm above average. I'm not going to leave you. So let's just work together and grow together. You know what I mean? So these are the lines I got to say now. But my 2 children's mother, to this day, in hindsight, they say, you know what, I should have stuck with Chief X. He's a good guy. He's a working man. He pays bills. He takes care of things. You know what I mean? So in hindsight, as they get older, they're thinking that now. But they didn't went through 20 and 30 other men over the years now. You know what I mean? So you break up with one guy, and then you get with another guy who ends up doing the same thing, and it becomes a revolving door. And now you're 50 years old, and then broke up with 10 guys for the same thing. Why didn't you just stick with your baby daddy? You get what I'm saying, fellas? So
I'm with you.
we got to just have some solutions for these things, and that's just my story and how it ended. So I've never broke up with a woman. I was in there and I had staying power. So a lot of women got mad when I said this is women who don't have the staying power, and the facts is 80% of women file for divorce. That means men aren't the ones just running around and leaving. They're getting put out. If they can't be controlled, the women say, "Fuck it, I'm out of here. I can't control this nigga." You know what I mean? I can't make him think like me. I'm done with this shit. Fuck you, nigga. Get out. You know what I mean? And this is what happens. And then there's some bitter and some anger shit goes on, and you have children issues and visitation issues. Like for the first 2 years, I had visitation issues. It took me 2 years to sort them out. It was one time when my daughter, I got so frustrated that I didn't want to be controlled. I got to sit up under you in your house when I visit and do all this old shit. I said, fuck it. And for a whole year, I was absent. In hindsight, I look back, I said I was wrong for that. But those are the things that younger men go through. And sometimes they just get this attitude after so much drama and say, fuck it. And then they're absent from the child's life. And it's all behind just relating to each other, you know what I mean? And getting along. And so sometimes when a lot of men are absent, it's because they went through so much drama, they developed that fuck it attitude. And shit happened. You know what I mean? But I eventually got back on course and got back in their lives. And all is good today, but they're all grown today. So, all is good, I was in my son's life the whole time. I was in my daughter's life. But it was about a 1.5 year period where I was absent.
I want to jump on that if you don't mind. You done, Chief?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I understand that being in similar 2 things. I want to kind of show you where I correlate with that. But I wanted to address some stuff Rich Ross was putting up there. First, he said, then it's up to the man to get into a relationship if he's not able to control his desires in a committed relationship. A lot of it ain't just because of cheating, right? And then he says that's because 80% of men are cheating, and that's not true. If you look at statistics, right, because this is, I like to kill emotions, right? And Rich Ross is obviously an emotional guy. And he's just spewing out shit out of emotions and feelings, right? Instead of stats and data. So if you pull up the reasons for divorces, right, is first of all, he said 80% of men are cheating. So he's basically saying the 80% of women who file divorce, the reason why they're filing is cheating, and it's not. Chief X was actually correct when he said it was financial. The majority of reasons that women divorce is financial. The second is irreconcilable differences. That means they couldn't get along, which means she probably could control the nigga. The last is cheating. And when it comes to cheating, 28% of men cheat compared to about 24% of women, which I also think is a lie because bitches lie. They lie about the amount of men they fucking fuck, and they lie about how many times they done fucked outside of their relationship. You know what I'm saying? Right now, your woman could be fucking somebody else. You don't know. So, with that being said, you also got to look at women cheat more out. See, men just cheat when it comes to fucking. Men don't got time to be doing attention shit. Bitches will cheat on attention shit. So she may not fuck, but she got 5 motherfuckers calling her. She up in other niggas' face. She talking shit about her man. You know what I'm saying? More than likely, men are cold-blooded. Like, look, I got a chick, and I'm all right with it. I just want to fuck you, and that's it. And it's a fuck thing. You know what I'm saying? Most men are cold with they shit.
2 minutes, Pete.
Okay. So my point that I want to make on that is like, no, stop with the bullshit and the rhetoric. Go look it up. Majority, I think the third, like I said, the first reason is financial. The second is irreconcilable differences. That means you just can't get along or don't want to get along. The last is for infidelity. You know what I'm saying? And let's be honest, them chicks that be saying I've divorced him because he fucked another woman, her ass done fucked another man. You know how many broads be like, yeah, I left her because he was cheating. And then they come and turn around and was like, yeah, I cheated too because he cheated first. So I'm like, you both cheated. So why are you holding them accountable for cheating?
For the financial thing that you said, I think was it number 1 or 2?
No, number 1.
Okay, number 1. So you're very on point with that. So this is why my marriage broke up. What happened was I was a realtor, right? I made 6 figures. I made like 100,000 one year, then I made 138,000 doing real estate and loans, right? And I had told my wife, and I bought a home, a nice 4-bedroom, 2-story home in Carson, California, in the suburbs, right? And I was doing good, right? Moved her in, you know what I mean? And she had a job, and I told her, hey, quit that job. I got you covered. I'm doing well. And she quit her job. And then the economy went bad. When Obama came in office, y'all remember? The economy crashed, and real estate and property was upside down. I couldn't refinance nobody. Everybody was losing their homes. And I had to bail out, and I was broke because that's commission. And right then is when my relationship ended. She had problems trying to pay some bills and had an attitude now that she had to pay some electricity bill. You know what I mean? In my relationship, because it was financial.
Yeah.
I'll jump in real quick.
You got mute Chief X because so Vaughn, you can hear Vaughn clear.
Yeah, I think without throwing in any conjecture, men and women cheat at about the same rate. Men slightly higher, just statistically, so minus the feelings of, why women might actually cheat more. The stats are what they are. And the stats say that men cheat at a slightly higher rate. I think part of why women tend to file more, and I don't know that it warrants 80%, but men are less likely to get advice. Men are less likely to seek counsel or legal advice, legal counsel, than women are. Even when we're traveling, women are more likely to ask for directions if we feel like we're lost, or if they feel like they're lost, than men are. So it stands to reason that women would find out what their options are or seek advice before men. I think and Oak pointed this out last week on the show, how it's so much easier for a man to be content with minimalism than it is for women. And I think that minimal thing tends to kind of drive women crazy. So if the relationship is unhappy, I think it's easier for a man to just say, hey, you know what? I won't deal with you. I'll just deal with the kids, and then we'll live together and it'll be cool. You don't disrespect me. I don't disrespect you. But I'll just deal with the kids and I won't deal with you. But I think it's a little more challenging for women to do that. Maybe for the reason that they're wired, maybe outside influences. I don't know. I don't know if it's biological or social. I don't know. But I do think it's easier for men to do that, to relegate themselves to simplicity than it is for women. So in that, I think that might be a contributing factor to why women might file. Here's another one. During marriage, men's life expectancy goes up. If in a healthy marriage, men's life expectancy goes up, women's life expectancy goes down. That stands to reason that, and outside of that, women have a longer life expectancy than men. So with those factors, it would seem that married life and the demands of marriage would be more stressful on a woman than they are on a man. So if things aren't going well for a woman, I could see that's another contributing factor why she might be more likely to bail on the marriage than men. That being said, to the point of destroying families, I think that the welfare of children is paramount and extenuate. I mean, I think the circumstances should have to be extreme before we just, break up the family just because we're quote unquote not happy, right? Whatever happy means. So I do, to the point of the title, I do think we break up families unnecessarily. Women initiating 80% of those breakups, but I think it's more contributing factors than just she's unhappy or she can't control the man. I think that's very dismissive, and I think there are a lot more factors than that.
All right. So let me get in this. I had a conversation. This is how Tyler's Gonna Title was created. And I've said this story before. I had a conversation with my first girlfriend. We broke up in 1999. She came to holler at me in 2019. So 20th anniversary of our breakup. And I said, what you been doing for the last 20 years? She said, well, I got married, then I got divorced, and I got another baby, then I got dating, da 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 da. And I said, okay. Because I know she's a serial dater, right? I said, okay. How many of those guys broke up with you? She probably named 10 guys. Out of 10 guys, one. Right? And the one guy that broke up with her is because she was separated from her husband and dealing with him. And then when she got a divorce, she was like, marry me. And he was like, shorty, I can't trust you like that. So she kind of walked into that one. So we talking before me, her baby daddy, the boyfriends before me that she broke up with me, broke up with her husband, broke up with the next dude, got dumped one time, broke up with 8 other dudes after that. Women definitely leave relationships. Definitely. With that being said, as far as women getting more counsel, women talk to women and girls don't know shit. They just do shit. Anytime you listen to a woman with clothes on, do the opposite. Bitches is dumb. But so they do leave because dumb honors dumb. Look at social media. Look at the people that's popular. Dumb as shit. Dumb people follow dumbass people. As far as infidelity and all that shit goes, first of all, I think women cheat at a 60% clip. And I'll tell you why. Number one, because girls always lie. Number two, the first thing they say is men cheat. And the second thing they say is women cheat better. How would you know if you wasn't a cheater? Third of all, they can always yell infidelity because you cheat in their sleep. They wake you up at 2 a.m. to tell you was cheating while you sleep right next to them. Girls are dumb. Don't listen to girls with clothes on. As far as family goes, the reason that women break up families is because women really don't like men in the first place. Anytime a man gets money, he tries to get a woman. Anytime a woman gets money, she says she can do bad by herself. Women really don't like men because women don't like authority. Part of it, she wants to control a man, but a lot of it, she doesn't like the authority because girls need a man because they don't know shit. They just do shit, but they need a man, but they hate the fact that they need a man. If women, and I assume we're talking about black women, if women were comfortable with being women, there would be some happy fucking toddlers. They'll have food, shelter, clothing, and every once in a while, daddy would entertain them. If they were happy, they would be the toddlers that they were born to be, the perpetual toddlers they were born to be. They'd be happy, but they want to be grown. You've never heard a girl say she's an adult. They always say they grown ass fucking toddler, adult sized toddler. So what happens is you
50
got
seconds,
toddlers
bro.
raising toddlers. So then 3 generations of that, knowing that women only raise killers, cowards, and gays, all you see around you is killers, cowards, and gays. To the point that if you show any masculine attributes, they call you misogynist. Misogyny is keep you barefoot and pregnant. Misogyny is not, that's some dumb shit. I don't want to hear that stupid ass story. But I'm gonna let it ride with that.
Um, can I? I'm gonna just briefly want to add on to like these percentages. It's just me personally. Personally, I don't think women cheat as much as men. Right? That's just me personally. I've seen the stats. So how I interpret the stats is, I guess they do polls, and people have to just kind of get honest. You know what I mean? I think men's frequency is way more. So Okay, it may say 20-some% women and 20-some% men, but a man may his frequency may be more. He may every week be doing something where she may just do something every 3 months. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think the skets may be skewed and doesn't give you the frequency of the cheating.
Are
You
we
know what I
talking
mean?
marriages or are we talking?
Because I think women and men just see sex differently. Women usually have to have a little bit of an emotional connection to do something. We don't. It's pure physical and pleasure with us. Like more than likely, if Beyonce walked up on us, probably 4 out of 5 of us, and she said, "Hey, let's just go to a room and fuck." More than likely, all of us would go there that minute, that same day. Women are different. They wouldn't just do that for man. Say, "Hey, let's go to a hotel and fuck." She gonna have to wait till she talked to the nigga a few times on the phone or something. You know what I mean? So the frequency is different, and the what makes someone do something is different. You know what I mean? We just do things out of an act of pleasure. Like when I did mess around, I didn't really give a shit about the women. I just wanted to have 2 hours of fun and come home.
2 hours.
Yeah, I wasn't whining and dining another broad. This is just me personally. I didn't wine and dine another broad. If we was to get together, we'd meet for 2 hours. That's it, and I'm going home.
All right, here's the problem I have with that. And first of all, man, Rick Ross, check this out, dog. Are you my girlfriend with a guy profile? What the fuck? She sounded real feminine, dog. First of all, it's not that women hurt me. Shit, I get pussy, nigga. I have literally every girl I know has only had 3 relationships and been celibate for 6 months while I'm fucking and what she's dating the other dude she liked for 60 days. She cut me off on day 59 to be with him, but for the whole time she fucking with the dude she really liked, I'm there. But I don't count. I've actually been with a girl who in real time was riding me, telling me, "My man say I cheat, but I would never cheat on him." And in real time, I'm like, yo, I don't count. I don't count. Women can remove emotions quick when it suits them. They body can be whatever. I don't believe that women don't have a physical. I wrote a book, How to Screw in 72. Look, the ability for a woman to do whatever they want to do is there. That's why they say my body, my choice. My question was to X was, are we talking men are more likely to cheat in a marriage or men are more likely to cheat because they got a girl, but you know what I'm saying, they ain't really sure if they're gonna commit and they're trying to, you know what I'm saying, see what's out in these streets. Because most guys in relationships don't cheat. And the ones that do cheat, I give you that, but it's not a lot. A lot of people are creatures of habit. When do you have the opportunity to cheat? If every day you come home, shit, that's how I know when girls cheat. If every day you come home at 6 o'clock and today you came home at 8, what was what? Account for the other 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? I expect guys to talk to my girl because if I got a girl that no other nigga want, then what the fuck I want her for? So I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm
when we with
coming
those,
after you.
you know what I'm saying?
I'm
If
comment on that when you get done.
if what you selling, because I'm not even buying it, but if what you selling is to tell girls that a 20-year-old dude has a propensity to cheat, so you just gotta respect that, then, and I'm almost cool with that. But then you got to tell dudes the rules of engagement, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's not, you know what I'm saying? For all that shit, like I had a 50-mile rule. I won't cheat within 50 miles. 50 miles more ain't cheating because I ain't gonna never see this motherfucker again. What happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas type shit. But when I'm at the crib, I'm the doting lover. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have a good girl, then you don't have to cheat because she made herself irreplaceable. Men do a cost analysis. Men are really clinical with that. If I lose this girl, how much would it cost?
I do want to say every man on this panel is speaking for themselves. So, just for the audience listening, we're not all of like minds. We're
No,
having
we're
a
not.
we're having a discussion. I just want to put that out there.
No, I'm not saying that 20-year-old dudes don't want to get it in. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is it's a cost analysis. Did I come in here with false pretense and I said all I want is a girl with a big butt and that can fry chicken, which is a very low bar because niggas never learn
One
how to
minute,
pay
oh,
attention. Or did I come in there and say, man, I need a chick that could do Microsoft Excel. I want to marry my secretary. to the point that I say, you know what, shorty, Beyonce, you cute, but I can't risk losing my secretary. You know what I'm saying? These chicks don't bring nothing but fried chicken. They can't even fry chicken. And I'm gonna get back to that because I don't believe that men have longer life expectancies being married at this point in time because these chicks can't cook. Women used to be nutritionists. Now these bitches fat as fuck. You can't even beat them up, nigga. They big as Pete. All these bitches. They 19, big as Pete. You know what I'm saying? Who fat bitch? You know what I'm saying?
You want to respond to that, Chief?
No, I just want people to know that everybody, we're all men. We may disagree with each other. We may agree on a few things, but we don't agree on everything. And I just want to put out there, I love black women. I just have to put that out there. I love black women. I don't want nothing else but a black woman. You know what I mean? And you know, I feel we are equal as men and women. And we're one unit, and no one is better than the other. We are both fucking up. That's just how I feel. So
I'm better than you, Mom.
I just want to put that out there.
My man.
Don't never think 1 minute that I'm not better than you. I'm better than niggas, so I know I'm better than a girl. What man can't be a girl? That's fucked up. I'm better than you, Mom.
Hey, Chief.
I want to jump over what Oak was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we have a misconception. We want to believe women don't cheat more than men. We really do. Because men don't want that smoke. They want to feel like they got the good girl or they the dude that she loyal to. All these chicks that sit here and say men lie, men this, and they are they like you said, they'll sit here and say men cheat, men lie, but then turn around and say women are the best cheaters. Well, that makes you the best liar and probably the most prone to cheat since you are better at it. Think about it. A woman walks to the store, even in her most busted state, sweatpants, bonnet, t-shirt, if she's got a fat ass and titties. Think about how many men holler at her from the time she leave her house to the time she go to Walmart, you know what I'm saying, to the time she come back every day. You know what I'm saying? Men have to go after, have to seek it. Women have 10 niggas a day hollering at them. Men don't have that. Men might have one chick that vibe with him, usually because she worked with him and been around him or whatever. So women have more access to dick than men. Therefore, they're more prone to. And bitches will cheat in between shit. That's why she won't get caught. She'll still come home at 6 o'clock. She'll just leave work early at 5. Fucking nigga. And then be home at 6 and make you the best fucking plate that you got. You know what I'm saying? The reason why most women they think they do a better job is because men ain't thinking about that shit. But a woman is more worried about where your dick has been because she know where her pussy's been, if she can remember. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. The first thing these broads do is they seek attention. They seek high-level attention with their bodies. That means they're more prone to get that shit out. You never see a man out there putting his dick print on TV, on social media.
1 minute, Pete.
The first thing, that's what they do, man. They put it out there. I'm telling you, yo, these chicks always got 5 dudes in rotation. You sit here and think you got one side chick. She got 8 side dudes. They all waiting. And she got one for all different purposes at all different minutes. And all she got to do is be upset for you for an hour because you didn't make the bed or you left the toilet seat up. You know what I'm saying? So this whole concept that is equal, nah, man, they go at it. They go at it more. We just trust them more. You know what I'm saying? Than we should. And then last thing was it sincere? Cheeto, man, listen, you know you my son. You know I fucked your mother. I gave her that chubby stub. She all right now. Now let's move forward.
You hit it on the money. It was 0 seconds.
Hey, look, you know they gonna clown. I would go after their mama. I just go to the mama. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So
I want to bring it back. I want to bring it back to
you know, sincere. No, I'm his daddy.
Topic. I want to bring it back to Chief's post, and now the young lady gave her testimony about his advice. I think what Chief is really to put the context out there that besides what we think how things should operate, there's reality. You know, whether it comes from the American culture, whether it comes from whatever the cause is to the effect, right? There's a reality of what young males are gonna do at 20 years old, 25 years old, and things of that nature. And he's giving some advice based off that reality that the young lady have. She said is he's the only reason why her situation has worked out from taking that advice and giving her child's father another chance.
Here's my pushback on what X
Hold on,
said.
let me jump in, bro, because I've been
Well, I'm
out
just,
Yeah. Nah,
I got you. I got you. All right, hold on, Vaughn. Let me just say this one thing. This is why I want to push back on X. And this ain't even no hate, no shade. I understand where X coming from, right? His day was the 80s, my day was the 90s. They was busting, nigga. We had freak nicks, all type of shit. These young boys ain't fucking. They call them incels. They have a whole name for these little niggas now. The girls got 20 bodies by the time they seniors, and the boys is virgins to 23. You know what I'm saying? These boys ain't like us, yo. They not fucking. The girls fucking everything. Same three niggas. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to being one of them same three niggas. But these boys is not fucking like that.
They never have been, bro. It's always been, the numbers have always been in favor of the, what do you call it, the 20% or 30% dudes, whereas the overwhelming majority of males, you know, can't get none. You know what I mean? It's always been like that. It's just that now we got the internet and they have a label for it. They call them incels and all these other things. But the overwhelming majority, I mean, you could tell in high school, man, most of the guys, you know, just they wasn't, the ladies wasn't feeling them. And that's just what it is. But I wanted to touch on a couple. Yeah. I want, you know, Chris Rock made a joke. He said,
Vaughn, before you go, you're married, correct?
yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So I've been married since I was 18, man. Got married right out of high school.
Cool.
Yeah.
8th grade. He got married in 8th grade.
So look, Chris Rock made this joke. He was talking about how much harder it is for men to resist than it is for women to resist sex. And to Chief's point, he said, you know, it's easier for women to resist because ever since you were 12 years old, every guy you've ever met has been trying to get you, right? Whereas for men, you know, he's like, you know, and he used these examples. He said, can I open the door for you? Can I get you some, you know, can I offer you some things? Right. So on and so forth. Right. So every interaction that a young girl has from the time she's 12 years old, you know, there's men trying to get in between her legs or boys trying to get in between her legs. So she develops, a healthy minded female anyway, develops this muscle. And not only that, but new sex being offered to her is not a thing. Whereas for us men, I mean, we got to hunt for it. Right. So it's much harder for us to run away from that. You know, it's, you know, like Chris Rock said in that same joke, he said, we can't run that fast. Right. Unless, of course, you were one of those 10%, 20% who you can get, you know, as many girls. I mean, hell, by the time I was 16, I was turning down sex. So it wasn't, this is kind of also what led to me getting married as early as I did, because I was very active very early. So it just hits different, man. But then I want to go back to that point about men being, you know, wanting to sow our wild oats and, you know, feeling like we got to get it when we're 20 years old or whatever. Rich Ross made a real good point. If you're not ready for a committed relationship, then don't commit to one. Keep it a stack with your lady. Tell her, hey, I still got these issues I'm trying to work out. Either you with me or you not. And if you stand on that, you might be surprised how many ladies will rock with you. It's a lot of girls out there that'll rock with you. Now, by the same token, she might still flex and do her thing too, but it just goes with the territory. And then to the point about it being, I don't remember how it was said, but there's a video going around on YouTube where this African dude was getting ready to get married to this African woman. And part of the ceremony was to have his future sister-in-law, you know, twerking all on him, grinding on him, sitting all on him. He's laying down on the ground on his back. And the challenge was for him to not get an erection while his future sister-in-law got a skirt all over his head. And, you know, he could see right up her skirt. She grinding on him. She winding on him. She twerking all on him. And he better not get an erection, right? So what I'm saying is this is a cultural way of testing that man's readiness to resist temptation. One of the things that we lack in this culture and many cultures around the world is we don't have a culture that ushers us into a healthy way of behaving in relationship. And so we wind up landing in this place where we have all of these loosely expressed frustrations about how women ain't worth a damn, how men ain't worth a damn. But the reality is most people without healthy cultural structure or guidelines or boundaries ushering us toward adulthood. We just arrive at 18. We arrive at 21 thinking we know what it means to be adults. And most of us don't have a clue. Our brain isn't even fully formed until we're 25. It's not fully developed until we're 25. Yet by the time we get to 25, most of us have made so many damn mistakes, whether we have 2, 3 different baby mamas or bad credit, whatever it is, we've done so many things wrong that now we spend the next 5, 10, 15 years trying to recover from the mistakes that we made prior to 25. So this is why it's so, I'm always saying culture is everything. I'm gonna rock that t-shirt, right? I think Oak said that to me. Culture is everything, man. And what we're experiencing in this society right now is that since we have such a fractured and dismantled culture, we're having
30 seconds, Ron.
Huh?
30 seconds.
All right. We're having to figure it out on our own, man. And most of us are just not deeply insightful enough to figure this thing out on our own. We need boundaries. Are there going to be exceptions to the rule where some of us are able to figure it out on our own? Yeah, but the overwhelming majority of us won't be able to do that. So that's why we have all of this chaos.
Before you
So-
go, Pete, you want to respond to that?
I just your mic is muted, Pete.
So what I wanted to say is, first of all, so much test is going into the men with the assumption that women don't cheat, even though statistically, let's just go with the stats that it's just equal. That shows and proves that this is why women could do it and do it more than men can, because no one questions them. They never sit there to see will the wife get aroused or get wet or horny if some other mandingo came and humped on her. But they want to test the man's ability. Yet women and men cheat just equally, right? 28 to 26% or some shit like that, only 2-3% apart. You know what I mean? And that's providing that women will be honest about it. Men will be honest about cheating, women won't. You ask any man, ask any man that has cheated, right? And if it's already open out, any man, even if we were doing a survey and nobody wife was here, men take pride in fucking women. Women don't take pride in a sense of how many men they fuck. So this is why they're more apt to lie about it. See, we'll tell the truth. If I fucked 100 girls, I'm like, yeah, man, I fucked 100. If anything, I might say 150. I'll lie upward. Women lie downwards.
I got down too. But here's the thing.
Hold on,
Here's
hold
my
on. Let me finish up. So they lie downwards. So they'll sit there and say, I only fucked 10 dudes. But for every dude they say they fucked about 10 other dudes. You know what I'm saying? You'd be amazed how much body prints that women have. It's always the pressure. This is why I know it's bullshit, because it's always women say men need to control. When 2 or more women say the same shit, you already know it's a fucking lie and to go the other way, right? So basically, women always keep saying the man, the man, the man. Mind you, chicks be cheating. They don't even, the divorce paper ain't even signed yet. They done been in 5, 6, 7 relationships. It shows. Even when they break up, they got 20 men they've been trying to deal with when they divorce their husband. And the husband break up and he only dealt with a handful of chicks. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me that when she's in a relationship, she could cut off that flowing water pipe of fucking a bunch of niggas? You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden she ain't doing it? It's like you said, these girls have more body counts. Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. And they'll have it in one day, because remember, trains get ran on them. So they'll have 4 in one day.
40 seconds, Pete.
What kind of girls you talking about? He said train.
every girl that went to college. Every girl that went to college.
Look, man. Hey, let me tell you something.
No, because my girl went to college. She got a master's in education.
She got a train too. And she did 2 years of lesbian studies.
I'm saying for the amount of women that all of us have been with. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying, yeah, I've had all levels of women, but man, I've had chicks busting it down. I have chicks ran through the crew. Like, that shit just be there. And you don't even know, man. I've had chicks I smashed before they man. They're like, yeah, I got a man, but we ain't sex yet. Okay, cool. And I'm smashing her. and she worrying about who I'm dealing with, but she got a man.
10
This shit
seconds,
is
Pete.
real. You know, so yeah, man, just what you're saying, that my only point is that we're always testing men's vulnerability to cheat and never testing women's. And one last part I want to say, look at the rates of false babies. 1/3 of men are paying child support for children that are not theirs.
That's true.
So with that being said, when they start recording DNA and they start showing, you're going to see how many of these husbands are taking care of kids that are not theirs.
Okay. All right, let me say this. I want to piggyback off something, but I want to address the chat because I think these motherfuckers is off. Okay, check this out. As far as that goes, to say that 24% of women cheat, but 30% of
Before you go dirty, I just want to note the flyer said 2 men are married and 2 are not. Peter, are you married?
Hell no.
Okay, so Vaughn and the homie Quasi's married.
Quasi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, before you go though, I'm hybrid. No, because I'm in a serious relationship. But at my age and my stage, we're fine living in different residences. She'll visit, I'll visit, and she'll spend the night. We're fine. But I'm not married. I've been there before. So I would consider myself a hybrid of the group. I'm in a relationship and have been in one for 5 years. So go ahead.
That's what's up. Here's my thing. Just to go back to my thing saying that I think closer to 60% of women cheat, but that's not even where I was gonna go with it.
Put Chief
Hey, hit
on
me
mute.
real quick, bro.
Put Chief on mute.
That's not even where I was gonna go with it. But just to say 60, because if you're telling me that 1/3, and this is a true study, 1/3 of all men paying child support ain't his kid. That means with just the trophy, 30% of women cheated, just off the rip. So it's easily 60. So all girls lied about lying, but they had clothes on, so I expect that. Here's my thing, and this is to Rich Ross. Why do you hate being a man? I don't understand, right? Because I've been looking at y'all cocksuckers for a minute now. Like for the last 3 days, y'all really been irritating me. If you're going to tell me that there's gender equality, that women can do anything men can do, but yet and still you put all the onus on men, like women can't do this shit. I see girls every day talk about the wage gap at the same time they're talking about we make more money than our men. You got to pick a fucking struggle. So are you making more money, or is there a wage discrepancy and you short a couple of pennies? All y'all do is fucking lie. But if somebody say, yo, this don't make no sense, they're like, oh my God, you must hate women. Y'all motherfuckers is horrible. The chat is fucking horrible. Listen to the look. I'm not trying to get you in your feelings because I'm never gonna fuck Rich, and I don't like fat girls. So I probably don't fuck those either. But the point is, y'all can't go out here and play both sides of the coin. Y'all can't. Y'all can't say this is the empirical data, the facts, the CDC reports, the Pew reports, and be like, nah, they lying because my grandma said. Anytime y'all listen to girls, y'all fucked up. Niggas who listen to girls fucked up. If you're raised by your grandmother, you super fucked up. Because I mean, your mama had to ship you out to the motherfucker that fucked up. Y'all niggas is nuts. I don't even need no 4 minutes. Y'all motherfuckers is nuts. But
All right. let me just say this. Let me say this a little bit. So we have to define ourselves because it's some friends of mine listening, and I just want to be clear, okay? So I don't want to sound like a woman hater because I love women, right?
Me too.
So Peter, I asked Peter, was he married? He said, hell no. He didn't just say no. He said, hell no. So Dirty is not married. So I have no problem with the institution of marriage. I think it's a great thing, right? I was married before, right? So just be clear for the listening audience. I think men and women are equal. That's just my feelings. I think we are one unit, the black man and the black woman. The only reason sometimes when I get on women in regards to relationships is because I feel women are the glue to the family. I feel women are like the glue and have power to hold the family together, right? I feel if there's peace in the household, the men are fine. I just think in this day and time, there's been a disconnect with roles, right? So I'm kind of like similar to Kevin Samuels. If I'm doing well, I would like a housewife. That's just how I would like it. You know what I mean? So I'm a little old school like Kevin. Now some people take that as some kind of being some kind of misogynist, but no. I like the relationship that my grandfather had with my grandmother. He was the breadwinner. She was a housewife. She took care of the family. She made sure everything stuck. She was the glue. She fed everybody. She did the cleaning. And my grandpa worked 2 jobs hard. That's the kind of school I'm from, right? So since I feel the woman is the glue and we're having this conversation, we're having the conversation about why our families breaking up for small reasons, right? And I think the main reason as we spoke on was financial. But in today's times, people ask why our grandparents stuck together and why are we breaking up so much these days? And I always tell people it's because of social media and cell phones, right? Like in my grandpa's day, he didn't have no cell phone. My daddy didn't have no cell phone, right? How can you catch someone cheating, right? If someone gets off work, they'll speak to you when they get home. People weren't just stopping at pay phones and stuff like that. So a lot of the breakups today, when I ask people, when I'm counseling and I'm talking to women all the time, I'll ask you, how did you find out that he was cheating? Through his phone or social media, right? So I say snooping, I consider as searching for pain. When you're going through someone's phone and doing all this stuff, you're searching for pain. You're looking for a reason or looking for something to upset you, and it's going to destroy your family. Every time my woman went through my phone, right after there was an argument, whether she found something or not, she seen something that she couldn't understand from an outsider. Someone may say, hey, Chief X, you looked nice the other night. And in her mind, she might be thinking, oh, you was over there fucking her and shit. So an argument happened, right? So if we stop snooping, we'll be fine. If people respect each other's spaces, we'll be fine. It's like, I'm not going to go through somebody's diary. That would be wrong of me. I'm invading someone's space. So when people start respecting each other's personal space, and I don't care if you're married or not, everyone deserves personal space and personal time. So when people respect each other's personal space, relationships can flow and be smooth. I told me and my woman, we ain't never had an argument in 5 years. We don't sweat. Who you talking to? We don't go through each other's phone. I don't want to see nothing that's going to fuck up my day. So I don't go through a phone. She said, get my phone. I'll bring her whole purse. You get your phone out your purse. I don't want to see shit. You know what I mean? So I think the snooping and going through phones and the social media is causing and wreaking a lot of havoc on relationship in today's times. I just think the solution to that is stop snooping and let people have their space. Usually no one's going to find out someone's cheating unless they snooped. Because a respectable, responsible man who loves his wife or his girlfriend and he cares about her, he's not going to have all that drama and cheating in her face. So the only way she can find out is from snooping.
I want to let Von rock, but I want to piggyback on that. 30 seconds. Women who aren't trustworthy don't trust others. Hey, hit me real quick, X. Women who aren't trustworthy don't trust others. I'll give you a perfect example. I'll go talk to a girl, be like, what up, ma? You look cute. Oh, you say, get it. Then can I get your number? You got it, girl. I'm saying was a $1 bill. You lying. Take my number anyway. So you already came in under the pretense that I'm already lying, but you already going. So it really don't matter what I say or not. If you're looking for trouble, you'll find it, even if it's not trouble.
Thank you, baby.
I have been faithful to a girl who accused me of fucking my cousin. My cousin came home from college, popped up at the crib like, hey, cuz. She's like, oh, who this bitch? I'm like, that's my cousin. I ain't never seen her before. She was at college. If a girl looking for problems, she'll find a problem or she'll make a problem, wake you up at 2 a.m. to tell you the problem that she dreamed that she had. Mm-hmm. So what X is saying is true. I totally agree because men don't do that. Men don't go through persons. Men don't go through phones. Women don't even cheat better than men. Men are so awesome that I know X schedule at work, so I only call her when he at work. Men don't want no problems because I don't want X bill. Women will leave one earring in your freezer, some lipstick in motherfucking in the fucking trunk.
Country
Like
room.
they will do silly shit to quote unquote market territory. I just pee on you. I'm just a mammal. You know what I'm saying? I just pee on you. You leave little breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. I had one girl, this is a true story. This chick left a pair of panties under my fitted sheet. That means this bitch broke my bed down, put her panties on the mattress, made the bed up just to see if I had another girl that was gonna come through and do laundry. I'm doing laundry like, what the fuck? Girls do dumb shit because girls not only look for problems, but they want to be part of the problem because they are the world's best fight promoters.
Hey, let me I want to address something that you said. Oh,
Vaughn, before you go, this is just a brief
hey man,
question.
everybody before I go, but go ahead.
I just want to know, do you Dirty? Do you hold black men any fault?
Great.
Yes, all the time.
Okay.
Everything's men's fault, so everything's fit. When you come up under the hit me real quick. When you come up under the auspice of happy life, happy. Well, first of all, I think boomers were trash because what they did is try to create their sons to be incels and let their daughters be free. But I'll say this: if you don't have a vetting system, when women are bored, women do dumb shit. Men don't know how to keep their women active. When women don't feel appreciated, they do dumb shit because men don't give her busy work to do. Part of being a housewife, if you want to get your money right and be a housewife, because home care is important. Don't get it twisted. To do laundry, clean, cook, nurture the kids, help with homework. That's like 6 jobs.
Yep.
In which these bitches do none of, and they leave their real job an hour early. But I have respect for that. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, they think I'm a woman hater. I love women. I just don't think woman comes in black. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we took up on Bond. Give 5 minutes. Crazy. Instead of his 4 minutes, give him 5.
Yeah,
Give Bond 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes, Bond. You got 5. If you're gonna make it rock right there.
Man,
Kick
Matter of
that
fact,
shit,
Will,
Vaughn. Kick that shit.
go
Look,
ahead.
I will
Get
say
that
this,
dope
man.
freestyle.
It's not that women who are untrustworthy have trust issues. It's people who are untrustworthy who have trust issues. There are plenty of guys out here, just like there are plenty of women out here who have trust issues, and are who are untrustworthy accordingly, right? But you made an interesting point. Chief made one too about men who are able to afford having their wives stay home and be housewives. Man, I love my wife being a housewife, and Oak just made an interesting point about that, about women being, having something to do. My wife always, she's business minded. She's always doing something constructive, right? Whether it's with our children or our grandchildren or working on our businesses, or just she's always doing something constructive. So you will rarely find my wife. If you look at her phone right now and her messages, she's probably got 150 messages, because she rarely is ever on social media. She don't play the video games. And so there's something to be said about having a woman who's business minded, who's constructive minded, who looks to engage herself in the building of not only herself, but of you and the family. And unfortunately, that's in short supply, right? Don't come in black. Look, man, white boys are having a hard time too. It's an American problem. It's not a black people's problem. White boys are having problems with their women. Mexicans are having problems with their women. Once your America is a melting pot of dysfunction, if anything else, right? Or if nothing else. So we all having problems trying to figure this thing out, man. It's not just black people.
Yeah, I learned the white guys have the same issues.
Oh,
They was following Kevin Samuels, and them white guys love Kevin Samuels.
Hell yeah. Mexicans was following him too. He had a huge following, man. But there was some a huge diverse following. That's what I meant to say. But there was a couple stats. And here's the thing, man. And I mentioned this to Pete earlier on Facebook. We're not the ones who are doing the counting, right? So all we have is what the so-called counters are offering us, and there's a wide variety of statistics that are being thrown around. But one statistic that you mentioned about the women who are having other people's children or whatever, there's a stat here on livescience.com, that says 1 in 25 dads are not the real father. That's about 4% of men who may be unknowingly raising a child that belongs to the mailman or some other guy. So if you want to look that up and look further into that study, that's on livescience.com.
The
I don't know.
milkman.
I'm not doing the math. So, and people have motives. There's no way for us to really know. I'm just trying not to be that guy, right? At the end of the day. But I will say this. Somebody else mentioned about how difficult it is to be a housewife when it's done correctly, right? My wife works her ass off. I know, Kwesi, having as many children as you have, that it's work, right? So here's the point. When you have a woman who has literally put her life on the line to bring your child into this world, right? Because she's doing that for not just for herself or whatever. A healthy-minded woman. I'm not talking about ratchets. If your only reference point is ratchet women, then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about those of us who have had an experience with a healthy-minded woman. That when that healthy-minded woman decides to offer you her womb, I mean, that's valuable, right? And so she's literally putting her life on the line to continue your legacy. And if the only thing you can offer her in return is, yeah, I'm paying the rent, but maybe I want to get some extra cat on the side, I mean, you're in violation. You're in violation, especially if the agreement was, I'm not going to do that, right? If you agree with that woman that you're not going to do that, but then you step out and do that after she put her life on the line to continue your legacy, you foul, right? So there's some work that has to be done. I'm saying don't make the damn agreement, but if you can't honor it. But here's the other part too. There is a lot of there's several different hats that she's wearing when she's at home, whether it's cooking, cleaning, children, especially if she's homeschooling these days, which I heavily encourage. So that's very stressful. And then when she comes home, many of us, when we come home, I remember when I used to come home when my children were young, I would put my feet up, but she still got to work into the evening. She's helping kids with homework. She's doing a whole lot more than I think than we tend to give her credit for. And so when women who realize the load that they're carrying, when they feel unappreciated, you got a problem. You got a problem on your hands. So one of the things that we need to learn how to cultivate as men among each other is this idea that we need to learn how to make our women feel appreciated. And I'm not talking about raggedy ass women. Later for that, man. If that's your reference point, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those of us who have had healthy women in our lives. If you are leaving your woman feeling underappreciated or unappreciated or neglected or ignored or undervalued or marginalized or made to feel less than you, you're cultivating problems in your relationship rather than harmony. And your shit is over with before it gets started.
Shout out to my wife.
Yeah.
Chime in when he's done.
Let me just add this. I say
Okay.
you drink. I had to go get me something to drink, but I have a cannabis drink, not alcohol. Cannabis infused tea. So check this out. Now, I was on drugs in 1992. Actually, from 89 to about 92, for about a span of 3 years, right? And when I got clean, I was talking to this older cat, right? And he used to see me flirting with all these chicks and stuff in this program, right? And he told me, stick with some women friends. They'll keep you out of trouble, right? Because before he told that to me, I'm hanging around a bunch of dudes and we doing dumb shit and we drinking 40 ounces. Cats is going in and out of jail and just doing dumb shit and being influenced by peer pressure, right? So I remember when I got clean, I cut all the homies off and changed my lifestyle. And I only dealt with women. If I'm going out, I'm hanging with a woman. If I'm doing something, a woman's coming over, right? And the women is what kept me out of jail, in my opinion. They would look out for me different then one of the homies would look out for me, right? So I can't be mad at women. I can only try to correct some things that I see as wrong. Like, for instance, my lady friend today. If I'm seeking help, it was a woman who helped me, right? Like, I needed $15,000 to pay some fees for this cannabis license. My woman gave me $5,000. I couldn't find no dude who did, you know, like that. Like, the women always help me in my business. The women who help expand my business and professionalize me and help me blow up. So I love women. I love black women. So I don't want anybody in the chat or anybody to think I'm women bashing or anything. I'm more of, so I want to correct shit that I see wrong. I want the black family's image to look a little better, right? So, you know, so if someone thinks I'm women bashing, I'm not. I'm trying to correct and I'm trying to help. So I just have different feelings than maybe Dirty and Peter have about women or black women. So I just want to make that clear. But women have been my help. So, I mean, I can't, you know, front and hate on them. You know what I'm saying, Vaughn?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Hold on.
But
I just want to ask you one question, Chief. So the women that were helping you, did you have relations with those ladies, or were they just your friends?
I had relationships with them. I have intimate. They were intimate friends, or a girlfriend.
All right.
look, humping him and helping him. Oh, that defies your logic right there, bro.
No. He in LA, dog. It's different. I'm in Chicago, dog.
Hey,
I stayed in some.
I told you he be coming from that Chi-Town reality.
Yeah. Hey, he make me glad I left.
No, man, I stayed in San Bernardino and West Covina for a year, man. They cool as shit. You know what I'm saying? They all California blonde. Well, they was back then. California blonde, just ditzy and cool as shit, yo, for real.
I mean, I'd say my experience have always been mixed. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, just kind of what I see and what I've heard men go through a lot, and it's such a high level of selfishness. And I'm gonna say this, just on the reverse, right? We think that a ratchet chick is like Ron will compare, like, oh, healthy minded woman, and he'll compare his wife, and then he'll be like, not the ratchets, but not realizing that a lot of non-ratchet women are not healthy minded. And that's the thing, is that we give it like, oh, she's ratchet, right? And I've had this conversation with Dirty. I've had this conversation with Vaughn, and you know, just people ask. And so when I tell them the things I've gone through as a dad dealing with my son's mother, if I tell you this shit, you would think she's ratchet. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't
think no, but I mean, most people I would get like, oh, she's, you know, like that's the first response. You know what I'm saying? Or when you hear women talk, oh, if a man says I'm having baby mama drama, they're like, oh, that's what you get for fucking them ratchet bitches. And I'm like, nah. And most of the men I know who go through shit, like even Chief X, I'm sure he ain't got his woman ain't ratchet. He wanted housewives, so he got suitable women. My son's mother, like when I picked her less out of, not to say there was no attraction, but it wasn't because she was the prettiest. I've had way better, prettier women than her. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like, oh, I was caught up in the sex, because that wasn't even my top 100. You know what I mean? So it was more like, hey, she was simple, and I thought she would make for a good mother. She had an education, you know what I'm saying? But there was the issues of control. And just like he said, he had women that help him, there were women that will not help, right? When I got with her, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have the stability, but I was trying to create a business, and I was up front of my stuff. I didn't mind of anything. And she showed me love. But the moment I began to get successful is when we had problems. And it took me years later from talking to another woman who broke it down to me. See, she was okay where I was broke because she felt it was containing me. Oh, you broke, you're going to need me, you're not going to mess around, or I get to control you. We got the house, we did it in her name. I only did it in her name because I was like, I'm about to get properties. And what I don't want, if something comes back on me, I don't want to take in the house that we're going to raise our son, and if we have more children. So with that being said, that's how we worked it. And as soon as I made my first deal that I closed after they took out the cash draw was like $9,000. I went from literally $0 eating Hot Pockets, borrowed $1,000 from my boy, and
30 seconds, Pete.
within 60 days, I turned into six figures, right? And Dirty and Chief mortgage industry know how that could change your life, right? So the moment I bring in that money, the problems ensue. And I'm thinking I'm paying the bills. I'm going to work. Vaughn had said something these minutes. I'm like, hey, look, pick where you want to go. You want to go on vacation? Just pick it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grind. When she got pregnant, I told her, yo, just don't work. She had ended up getting fired. I told her to go sue the people because she was in the right. She didn't want to listen, wanted to do it her way. I don't want to bother the state, all of that. And I said, well, okay, you're getting this money for going to school. I said, hey, just go to school. You're only going to do 2 hours, 3 hours a day. You can take the baby to your grandma's house, go to school, all that. But the problem I had with her, every time I made a step up, I went into going from 0 to 6 figures. Now I'm starting to buy real estate. The first property I asked, because she worked in the DFACS, the government.
10 seconds to wrap up.
All right. I asked her, yo, can you help me get people in the property? She got mad. She's like, no, you went and got a house without. I'm like, what? Every time I came to her about being better, I got more slack and kickback. But if I had a bad month and I didn't close and my commissions was low, and I'm like, hey, whatever, she was happy. And so what I'm saying is a lot of times many men go through this. You think the better and successful that they get, the better the woman is. A lot of times it's the worse they get because they can't contain. They want the control. They love you broke, but they hate you rich. And this is why when Kevin Samuel talked about the high value man, a lot of them had issues because the higher you come up in value, the more they have to listen. The lower they feel that you are in value, that you ain't making that money, they don't feel they have to adhere. And that a lot of times in many, many relationships and marriage, and like Chief said, they'll go from one dude to another dude because all they're seeking is control. They're not trying to lead, nor are they trying to follow. They just want to control. And that happens to many men. And my son's mother, I think, is a PhD. She's about to be a principal at a school, like far from ratchet, and still goes to bed at 10 o'clock. No clubbing, no nothing.
I want to give a great example.
I was gonna say something before you go.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say, every outside the stats and the datas and all that, we speaking from experience, right? And everybody's experience and road is different. I'm gonna say from my experience growing up, I had a village. You know what I'm saying? We had a big family, many uncles, great aunties. You know what I'm saying? Great grandfather, great grandmother that I was able to still see living. And based off that, that cliche saying the woman is the first teacher. All the women that was in my life built my confidence as a child. So I never really had no bad experiences like a lot of males have saying about their mothers when SHIT and all that. So my outlook is going to be a little different. Right. At the same time, if it wasn't for the uncles, you know what I'm saying, my great grandfather to show me that manhood, like Chief is talking about. Like my great grandfather, he was the god of the family. You know what I'm saying? All the women honored him and uplifted him as like a god. You know what I'm saying? So I came from that, seeing a great grandfather who was a big hustler and took care of his 13 children. You see what I'm saying? And took me under his wing because my father was locked up. You know what I'm saying? had me under his wing and telling me how I should be as a man at 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to throw that out there that everybody's experience is going to shape how they see things, regardless of the status or the dance and stuff like that. I just want to throw that out there.
That's why I think these blanket statements, when we say that, black women are this or black men are that, like when we generalize like that, man, that's dangerous. You know what I mean? Because your experiences are anecdotal. Like my experience is very similar to Quasi. I have never been disappointed by a woman that I've needed or relied on in my life, ever. Never. So I don't show up to these relationships with the same scars that somebody who's had an adverse experience with women may have had. There are brothers who, from the get, like your mother is the first one that shows you what interaction between masculine and feminine looks like. And from the gate, there are a lot of guys whose mother has been disappointing them from day one on every single level. And so when he shows up to a relationship with a woman, he's going to be jaded. He's going to feel, a strong level of distrust because he's never been able to connect with a woman in a way that that he can even believe that a woman can offer that type of thing. So
I disagree because
you disagree. Let me finish. Come on, bro. Damn, can I finish? Bruh, can I finish? That's all. So what I'm saying is, that might not be your truth, but I'm saying that is a truth. There's no such thing as the truth. There are multiple truths. That's why we just said. That's why we just acknowledged that we all have different experiences. So
let Chief X rock out because we interrupted him and he the guest. So go ahead, Chief.
Right. No, you don't stop me like that. I'm building right now. So my point is,
right. I'm just saying because Quasi cut him off and we had this discussion.
I understand that.
Don't over talk everybody.
But when I'm done, he can go. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So our experiences shape our reality. At the end of the day, we are very little more than the sum total of our experiences. And many of us have had such adverse experiences that by the time we show up to these relationships, we're not able to show up in a healthy way and give. And then even in that, when we do show up, we're giving 100%, but oftentimes we're giving 100%. Much of that 100% is rooted in some of the wrong efforts, some dangerous efforts, some destructive efforts. But here's one thing, and I'll close out with this. We talked about the topic of the show, how these families are being destroyed prematurely or unnecessarily. The number one reason listed here, this is on the insider.com, why people divorce. Lack of commitment is the number one reason on here. Infidelity or extramarital
40
affairs.
seconds, Vaughn.
Yep, I'm wrapping it up. Infidelity or extramarital affairs was number two. Then number three was too much conflict or arguing, which would fall under irreconcilable differences. Number four would be getting married too young, and financial problems was down the line. Was actually next, so that would be number 5 or 6 if I'm not. But the point that I'm making is that there are so many other contributing factors that's it. I'll land there. Go ahead, Chief.
Back to the topic of breakups and things like that. And are there small reasons? I just want to give this. I think this is a good example that everybody would know and understand. Okay, so like I always say, the words cheating and the words loyalty, when you define them, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with sex, right? You can be a cheat, you can be a disloyal person, and it has nothing at all to do with sex. So a lot of times those words are used and taken out of context, and an individual might be a loyal person, right? Like, for example, if men act out a certain way, and a lot of times women act out a certain way. Like if a man gets pissed off, he might have this fucking attitude and he might go cheat and sleep with a woman. A woman may act out and be pissed off at her husband and just walk around the house with an attitude. Cheat him out of love. Cheat him out of affection. Cheat him out of being kind, right? Yep. Just being attitudinal. You're cheating your man out of something that he deserves. So either way, whether it's physical or it's mental, in my opinion, is still cheating, right? So we have a brother named Kobe Bryant. I think Kobe Bryant was an amazing man overall. I think Kobe Bryant was a dedicated and loyal man. Now, when Kobe was in his early 20s, he got caught up in that little cheating thing, remember? With the little white rod and all that. Oh, Kobe's a cheater. He's not loyal. Kobe's still loyal and a dedicated man, right? He got over that, and sometimes kids do things. He was exploring, he was young and stuff like that. So just think if she kicked Kobe to the curb for that incident and broke up the family. Just think about this. Now, she didn't do that. And guess what happened? The family thrived. Kobe was an amazing father. He coached his daughter's basketball team. Kobe took care of his wife. She was always in public with him. He brought her to the games. He was a man and a great father and a great husband, regardless of what he did when he was a young buck as a kid. You get what I'm saying? So Kobe Bryant is an example of we shouldn't just break up and dismantle the family behind imperfection or someone lacked discipline when they was a young buck and engaged in an act of pleasure and infidelity.
Chief, let me ask you,
Go ahead.
is it fair to assign breaking up the family as the woman's fault if the man cheated?
No. It can go both ways, and I think in each situation would differ. But I would think both have a choice, right? I think if he just wanted to stick around saying, baby, I apologize, I'm not perfect, and he just broke it down to her, I think she should take a look at it.
I agree.
And we, at times, as black folk, I think we need to have more forgiveness at times. You know what I mean? So look what happened. She is rich as hell today.
Yep.
She has control of the estate. She is well off. The kids are fine. Rest in peace to his other daughter and him. But Kobe took care of that family. If they broke up when they was in the 20s, you never know what would be going on with the family, what could be going on with the girls. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Kobe would have been a great father outside of that. But they stuck together, and they grew to be for each other. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to use that example that there's different ways of cheating. You can cheat your man out of you can just be walking around the house with a nasty attitude. I mean, somebody can piss you off at work, and here you is bringing that shit home to your husband. Now you done pissed him off with your nasty attitude. Now he say fuck it. He out there looking for some peace in somebody else. I mean, shit just goes haywire.
Facts. I want to chime on that if I can when you're done, Chief. I want to add to it that when we say cheating, I like that, right? And so ways the onus of men are cheating because we only look at cheating as fucking somebody else, right? And as we know, it's even, so we can't say one does it really worse than the other. It's damn near even. So at the end of the day, at least 75% of relationships are not issues of cheating as far as infidelity. But there is cheating a man out of his peace, out of his position, out of things, whether he goes out or not. And that brings issues. So a lot of times there's cheating that's external. We just take it as, oh, okay. But when a woman is in the house and being difficult, being cantankerous, being challenging, being disrespectful, being rude, don't listen, can't, whatever, right? It makes things complex. It makes it very hard for the man to do his job in leading the family. And a lot of times it causes men to clean up mess that women do make because she cheated him out of his leadership. See, a man says, hey, don't go spend money on this. We are trying to save up to buy this. She runs out, doesn't listen, goes spends it. Who has to replenish it? Him. She cheated the relationship by dishonoring and not listening to him. How many women in marriages and relationships do what the fuck they want to do? And then when the shit fucks up, they won't even say, I fucked that up. They won't even apologize. But they will expect the man to fix it and say, oh, you're the man. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to take care of this shit, but she's the one at fault. So I really want to thrive on what he's saying on what cheating is. We keep taking it as sexual, but not realizing, like, yo, mistreatment is cheating a man out of his happiness. He didn't marry her to be miserable. He married her to be happy. And she just in her fucking feelings about some shit. Look, she could be mad that she found out her homegirl, old man, is cheating, and she mad at her man for no fucking reason. Or she want to do some shit that they can't afford to do, and she's stressing out. This is why the number one reason is financial. It's financial because a lot of times women will stretch men the fuck out financially. She is never happy. She got to have the latest shit. She got to keep up with the Joneses. Most men take out the women. Most men just want basic shit. You know what I'm saying? Men only get the Benz with the rims and the rolls and all that to press women. You take
1 minute, Pete.
Thanks. You take women out the game, and motherfuckers just being a motherfucking old whatever piece of hump of a trail back, whatever that shit is called, and be fine. Anything they can throw their fishing rods in, they work boots or whatever. Men are be content with that. So a lot of times women cheat men out of shit, out of their finances. Women will sit there and have a separate account, spends the man's all his money, and have her own separate account. And then when shit ends, he's fucked up in the game because he done put everything into everything, and she got 30 grand sitting there that he don't know about. But her thing is ours, and mine's is mine's. His is ours, mine's is mine's. So a lot of women cheat on many different levels, but we just want to equate that fucking another bitch is some bigger shit.
10 seconds to wrap it up.
We take that as the biggest thing. Oh, he cheated, and that's the worst you could do. No, the worst you could do is a whole lot of shit that we don't account as cheating a man out of stuff. So I think if we start adding that in and considering cheating as a different spectrum, we'll realize men are getting cheated on way more than women are. Another piece of pussy, just another piece of pussy. But you take away.
Yeah, I'm glad that 10 seconds is up.
Y'all so silly.
Oak got a ride, right?
I'm just say this real quick, because I'm agreeing with. Actually, I agree with X on that one. Let me get back on my screen. I agree with X on that one. But here's what I'm gonna say about the Kobe situation. He was past 50-mile radius, baby. It wasn't cheating. You know what I'm saying? That don't count.
You got caught, though. You got caught.
He got extorted.
Was done in Colorado, stays in Colorado.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, baby. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I agree with a lot of that. Financial cheating, peace of mind cheating. I don't really have no kickback on that, man. But I will say this. This is what I want to say. I have a problem with married guys, and I'll tell you why. Guys have been married more than 15 years. No, I'm being honest.
That's me. That's me.
Because
he got beef with you, Vaughn.
I'm guys.
No, I don't have beef with Vaughn necessarily, but guys. He's guys. But here's the issue.
Yeah.
We all came up like their days was the 80s, early 90s. My days was the 90s, going to the 2000s. It's not that we all didn't share separate experiences of going to your friend's house and calling your friend's mama, right? These whores is horrible. Like something happened, they got it.
He always lose me with that shit.
I'm being honest, yo. Like something happened. Bitches got a Facebook account and everything went south. This is what I will say about the Kobe situation. Every black chick that I ever heard from when that Kobe thing went down said she should leave. Vanessa thought about leaving. He bought a $2 million ring and got a Ferrari or something.
Purple diamond or something. It was like a rare.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a very nice ring. So But the ring didn't keep her to stay because she was gonna get half of his assets anyway. What it was she talked to her mom, and her mom was like, "Can you get better? Like, if you're gonna be in hypergamy, can you get better than Kobe?" You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you're in situations, girls are quick to tell you to leave. These toddlers toddle at all times. You can snore, they be like, "Leave him, girl. That nigga snore. How you gonna sleep?" These chicks is horrible. So when you talk about she got counsel, look who counseling them. A bunch of other horrible whores. Like, I'm telling you, it's I'm
Boy, you
I'm
wild as hell.
I'm dead ass serious.
I know.
When you listen to when you listen to older married people before the boomers, like the lost generation, they'll tell you married couples should be with married couples. Don't listen to especially women shouldn't listen to single women. Because guys is kind of rooting for you. You know what I'm saying? What another Chris Rock joke. Man, guys say I want a wife like yours. Girls say I want your husband.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So guys can't even,
And
you know what I'm saying?
I slit that bitch's throat for him.
So
got that part.
so even, you know, so when I see that, because I tease my guys like that. He got a Latino wife. I was like, yo, I need to learn Spanish so I can get me a Mexican wife. I don't say, man, I need your wife. Never crossed my mind. You know what I'm saying? It's the Aisha Curry effect. When Aisha Curry was like, Steph Curry get attention, I don't get no attention. That's because niggas respect your husband, goofy ass toddler. Nobody wants to see Steph fuck up in the playoffs. He already having a hard no time. Like, you off limits. We can't replace your lifestyle. You off limits. You know what I'm saying? She invited goofy shit because girl, they just horrible. So, and this is my problem I have with guys on social media. Girls only want two things: attention and arguments. That's it. They want attention. They don't care about their bodies. They'll fuck anything, nigga. They want attention and arguments. You give them both free on social media. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say they don't need no man. When y'all talk about how women used to be different, and X said this earlier about cell phones and all that, it's the amount of attention that they can get through electronic communication is bananas. You know what I'm saying? Everything after the beep have been downhill as far as girls getting attention. So it's hard to say, shorty, you doing good. You doing just as good as all your friends. Your friends just make it look better. Maybe you need to be a better interior decorator. Because you got the same shit they got. They should
10
just look
seconds,
different.
Dirty.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that girls can't be happy ever, even when they happy, they can't be happy. You know what I'm saying? That's a them thing. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just hard out here. That's why families getting ruined, because women want to be happy. They don't care if the kids happy, if the kids can read. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. They just want to be happy, and they never happy. So it is what it is.
Vaughn looked like you wanted to say something, but
Yeah,
let me just
yeah,
say this.
yeah.
I'm going to say it
Go
two
ahead,
sentences.
go ahead.
So people, this is one thing I need people to understand. Like, I think things can work out in relationships, just in life overall, when people understand each other's roles and when people understand each other's nature. Like, for instance, it's mainly a woman's main thing in general is security. A man's main thing is peace and respect. A woman's thing is security because they have the kids. They want to make sure the kids and her have a roof over their head and can buy food and clothing and, you know, the basic necessities.
Just like in all nature, all females in nature.
Right. So the woman's main thing in general is to be secure. And if she feels secure, she can be okay. And, you know, a man's main thing is peace and respect. That's all a man wants. He wants the family to respect him as a man and the head of the household. And he wants peace. When he come home from his hard day at work, he don't want to hear all that mouthing and art. He wants peace. Sit back and watch his games and do his thing and watch sports. He wants peace and respect. She wants security. When we as people understand those two things, you know, hey, I got to be kind of a breadwinner because she needs to be secure and happy. She should be saying, this man needs peace and respect. Let me shut my mouth sometimes. And things can be good and respect each other's spaces. So like when I turned 40, I'm 52 now. But when I turned 40, I started thinking totally different about women. I approached women totally different. And I learned to be honest and upfront from the rip. So when I meet you, I say, baby, I'm not perfect. I may fuck up, but I'm way above average. I'm better than majority of these lames about here. But I may fuck up sometimes. So I don't want to get involved in this and you just want to break this up because of an imperfection. So I just be real with them. You know, and it's just real. I have 2 girlfriends. I have a main squeeze and a little, and they know. I'm very honest. When I met them up front, I told them how I am, and this is if you want to deal with me. When I hit 40, I didn't learn that till I hit 40. So things is peaceful now. Me and my lady friend, 5 years, we've never had one argument. I sometimes contribute that to we don't live together. So like if we get on each other's nerves, she can go home, I can go home, you know what I mean? And you know, we might need a two days break from each other. But when I did real estate, the best relationship I've ever seen, it was an older man and an older woman. They lived in the same neighborhood, but both owned their separate homes and lived in separate homes. And I said, y'all have an amazing relationship. They was just loved each other. She spent the night over his house for a week. He spent the night. They get tired. They go home. And they lived in the same neighborhood. So I said, but that's something that people older like us or men can do. I don't depend on a woman financially, so I don't need no help paying my bills. My lady friend now is an assistant principal at a high school. She has a master's degree in education. She don't need nobody to pay her bills. So we don't have this need to shack up, and help each other. I can pay my shit fine. She can pay her shit fine. Our kids are grown and out the house. So my situation is different, and I can operate in peace in my situation. You understand what I'm saying?
Man,
Hey, come on,
you said
let's
something earlier.
not go with the you know that comment, man. But go ahead.
Who you talking to me?
No, in the chat.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know, Chief said something earlier, man, that really resonated with me, where he was talking about equals or equality or whatever. I know that men and women can't lift the same amount of weight, so we're not equal in that regard. But I'm talking about just from a humanity standpoint, man. Like I'm no greater than my woman is. My woman is no greater than me. And to that point, I'm gonna say this. I think one of the most destructive ideas that we bring into relationship is looking for submission. I don't need my woman to submit to me, but what I do require is a very high level of cooperation. You understand what I'm saying? So if I get, and cooperation at the end of the day, by the time I lay out what cooperation looks like to me, to y'all, it might look like submission because she's cooking, she's cleaning, my meals are done as soon as I come home, and all these other things, right? But this is what our cooperative effort looks like. I don't need my woman to submit to me. I need my woman to respect me, and I need a very high level of cooperation from my woman. And if I get those 2 things, man, we good. We good. And I think, man, this
I like that you use that word cooperation.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, man, when you start talking to brothers who have been in a relationship for a long time and they're experiencing a high level of harmony in that relationship, the conversation is very different. When you start talking to guys who haven't yet achieved that, it's all theoretical, right? So we're talking, yeah, she got to submit, she got to do this. Man, I'm telling you, once you start hitting year 15, 20, 30, that relationship is going to look a whole lot different than what you imagined it did before you got in it, right? So all of a sudden, you're not really looking for her to just bow down and be and submit. And I'm gonna tell you another thing too. I was having this conversation with Ty the other day, actually. Ty Perkins. Yeah, he said I changed his mind on this one. Yep. We were talking the other day, and damn, Ty, I forget what was that conversation. We talked about men need. So these I heard a lot of pastors say this. One of the pastors that I listened to said, Rich Ross said, same here. Me and my wife move it. Man, that's what I'm talking about, bro. So we there are a lot of pastors. I used to listen to this guy named from Barbados. Damn, what's his name? Anyway, he put this idea out here. It's the first time I heard this, that some years ago. He said, men need respect, women need love, right? And that sounds good on the surface, you know, it's real cliche and everybody's spitting it, you know, and I'm like, yeah, but that really that's not the whole thing, man. That's not the sum total of what the experience looks like, man, because we both would like to be appreciated. And some of us might say, well, you know, love is so abstract that we can throw all kind of ideas about what love. We all have our own ideas about what that means, right? But for me, for my woman to love me, I need to feel appreciated for the effort that I'm putting out. And I kind of need you to care about me. I need you to give a shit about my well-being, right? So if all I need from her is respect, then if I come through here with a migraine, right? I'm sitting here with a migraine, she might be respectful enough to be quiet, right? But if she cares about my well-being, she may say, hey, baby, do you need one of these 800 milligram Motrins that I got for you, right? Do you need me to go to the store and get you anything to make you feel better? I'm talking about, I don't just need you to only respect me. I need you to care about my well-being. And I'm saying when you get in a relationship and you start understanding that it's a symbiotic relationship between masculine and feminine rather than a dominant relationship, masculine over feminine, it hits different, man. And I'm telling you, the reciprocity, the return on that investment from your woman, if you choose a healthy-minded woman, I always got to put that out there. I know a lot of people stuck with ratchets. I'm not talking to you.
20 seconds.
If you find yourself in a relationship with a healthy woman, you understand that there is a symbiotic type of relationship. It's complementarity based, and it's just a whole different get down, man. That's it.
I want to say something like, because it's a lot of stuff comes off like rhetoric. First of all, the term submissive, I think, first of all, like you said, you expect cooperation, which looks like submissiveness to everybody else, right? We get caught up in terms. First of all, women will be like, the term of being submissive, right? We'll say
the term has been so demonized, but go ahead.
Right. It's been demonized, right? So she'll submit her body, right? She'll put her ass all the way up in the air, her face all the way in the pillow, and let you murder that shit. You know what I'm saying? And don't even be her man or husband or nothing. She'll fucking let you hit it raw, nut up all in that shit, pull her hair, put her fingers in her fucking mouth, and all kind of shit. Face fucking, all kind of dirty shit, put her in all the holes, stick your thumb in her butt. That is the most submissive position a woman can fucking take. But the moment you ask her to make a sandwich, all hell fucking break loose. She can't serve you a plate. She'll do all that kind of shit. And this is many women, that's their ideal. I know you're fucking crazy. You got 2 kids. You ain't no princess in the bed. You know what I'm saying? But the moment a man say, hey, can you make me a plate? So that's number one. But when you're saying the word submissive, people take it as it's people take it because it's a biblical word, and they say submissive wife, but don't necessarily mean I'm going to enslave you or I'm going to overpower you. It really just means cooperation.
No, it doesn't.
Cooperation. It means cooperation.
Submissive. I have the dictionary.
Hold on. No, don't cut me.
The authority
no.
Or the will of others.
See, crazy.
Obedient or passive.
Crazy. See, that's low. Right.
I want to hit you with the dictionary. That's all. But I'm quiet. Go ahead.
I know. Right. So I get more time on my shit. Right. I get more time. Right. Crazy.
You got it, Pete.
I got it, man. Okay, cool. All in fair. Right. So at the end of the day, no, it interrupts thought. So that's what I'm saying.
I'm glad you recognize that.
Yeah. So
y'all are silly, man. All right, go ahead, man. Keep going.
So my point is, I see something about slaves, so I got to read that in a second. So my point is when we talk about submissiveness, it is people misinterpret it when they're saying it. Men are just saying, I just want more cooperation from my woman. And women take the word submissive. I'll be submissive, but she'll be submissive at her job. She'll do exactly what her boss tells her. She'll deal with all tolerance and have all tolerance for her fucking CEO. But then she come home and she can't listen to her man. She can't deal with her man. You know what I'm saying? She's submissive to everybody else but her fucking man. And when we say, healthy minded, it's really well-trained woman. Because if a woman is not well-trained, they're apt to do all the same things, just like a man, right? All men are, like you said, all human beings are the same. It's just how they're trained, right?
I would say raised.
Right. Well, no, raising is training. Raising is training. We like nicer words, but it's training. It's how you're trained. When your daddy is showing you how to run the business, he's training you. That's what it used to be. If your father was a blacksmith, he's not raising you, he's training you to be self-sufficient. If he had a farm, then the reason why a lot of people used to have children was to help in the farming and helping with the land. Because as soon as them boys that's why boys were considered more of a prize, because of their strength. When that boy turned a certain age, he was in them fields with his pops. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that it's trained. We're all trained. Even all women are trained. They're trained to cook. That's training. You know what I'm saying? Raising technically is just lifting something up. You know what I'm saying? But really training your children, you're training, right? See? So you're training, when you're not raising your children, you're training them. But we like the word raise because we take training as, and it's funny why we take words so offensively. You know what I'm saying? Because it's funny, we'll go to the job and say we're cool with them training us, right? Vaughn was in the military. He's ex-military. He got training. It was no issue saying he was trained. But we could be trained by everybody else except who we need to be trained, or even consider the word. Like, oh, why is she being trained? She is. Everybody, any man that has a wife, he's trained her to adjust to his liking. You know what I mean? So I think this whole thing about, I get it. People want a better word, right? It's like Kevin Samuels. Oh, I don't like the way he said it. But does that remove what he said? What he said is truth. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to just deny it because the way he said it, you didn't like how it was packaged. So it's more I want to say that I lost a train of thought because we get caught up in all the other stuff. But
definitions hit hard, boy.
Well, it's not that. It's just when you're saying it and the person's in the train of thought, and then you're shifting everything he got to say.
They're very different meanings, that's for sure.
So, but that's really where it came from, the Bible, and people said it. You know what I'm saying? But really,
goddamn right. Train your time.
Hey, don't none of y'all heathens believe in the Bible. Stop that cap.
Hey, so before I go, because I'm not gonna be here long, I'm gonna go. Let me just add this real quick. Were you finished, Sean Peter? Excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead, Chief. You got it.
So here's my thing. I don't have, I started to, I used to always say the word submissive and submit, for years. I don't too much have a problem with it today, if, like, according to that definition, the person was just like a Superman in authority and always had the best and brightest ideas, and he was just like totally on point. I can see that kind of submission. She was maybe more introvert, things like that. But a lot of times, and I just from my observation of couples and stuff, a lot of times there'll be women who make more money. There'll be women who are more intelligent than their husband. Who are better business minded than their husband, and it's just we've been real. It's a lot of ignorant niggas out here, right? who are married, right? So every situation is different. So since I've kind of understood that from my observation, I've kind of leaned more towards the word cooperation, right?
Got to bring him back.
But yeah, so I've leaned more towards these days to the words cooperation and people cooperating with each other to progress and thrive and for your relationship to win, right? Because I've noticed, and just being honest, it's a lot of trash ass men who just ignorant and shouldn't be trying to run the household. You know what I mean? You're gonna run the household into the ground. Some cats. So submissive is not just for everybody. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Cooperation is for everybody.
Thank you, sir.
So, but like when I got married, I've had my mindset. I'm the man of the house, and I kind of realized in hindsight I ruined a lot of things. I remember my wife used to like to wash dishes a certain way, and when she would rinse them, she would put them in the other side of the sink. I'm used to washing, rinsing, and putting them on the counter, not inside the other. But that was just her thing. She did. Now we would have knockdown, drag out fights about it. I'm the man. I said it. I had to realize, you know what? I need to let her be her and do things her way. I need to acclimate to how she is. You know what I mean? So the marriage taught me things. To stop trying to be a bully all the goddamn time. She has her own ways and her own mind. You know what I mean? So I don't have a problem with the word submit, depending on the guy. But in general, from a lot of trash ass cats out here, we gotta be real. It's a lot of trash ass niggas up out here. I'm sitting here living in South Central LA. Every day I see these trash niggas walking up in and out the house. You know what I mean? So these cats do not need to be submitted to. You know what I mean? But so cooperation has been a word, because Kevin Samuels uses the word cooperation. He used to say things like, you know, a high value man can exercise his options. He needs cooperation. You know what I mean? So that's why I complimented Von when he said the word cooperation, because it just brought back that understanding. That's
I want to jump back on that, Chief, what you're saying, right? When, like, here's the thing. Are there trash men? Of course, right? Are there trash women? Of course, right? When women are seeking men, are they seeking the bottom men or are they seeking the top? You know what I'm saying? And my point on that is that when women are generally seeking, they generally say they are seeking the top men, right? They say, I want a leader. I want this. But when it comes time to do the work of that, right? Because just like you brought up Kevin Samuel, when he was saying high value men need cooperation, these women were bucking. They still were bucking. They're like, okay, you want a 6-7 figure earner who has all this power because a high value man is 6-pointed. These women are still say, well, why do I got to do this? Why do I got to do this? Why do I have to work out? Why do I not have to? Why I got to have no baby daddies? You get what I'm saying? So that's my issue is on that is, yes, if you got an ain't shit nigga, you of course you wouldn't submit, but why would you get an ain't shit nigga? Like, straight up. These chicks are not looking for or claiming they're looking for low value men. So, right, like they're not, like they end up with low value men turning around saying these men ain't shit, but they chose them. Then when you tell them, okay, well, choose a high value man, but it comes with a high level of cooperation, the same woman got issues. The same woman.
All right, y'all. Look. I'm out here in France. It's 3 a.m. Let's start wrapping this up.
Yeah, let's do
All
that.
right. So
what we doing? Closing words?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, Chief, you can close out.
Now I'm gonna wait till y'all close out, then I'll close out later.
All right.
No, I'm gonna close out first because y'all might be long-winded.
I'm going second, goddammit.
My team, the Golden State Warriors, about to play.
Let's tell them where they can find you at and all that, Chief, and what you got going on.
Yeah, my Facebook is Varied Xavier. My nickname is Chief X. So my YouTube channel is Chief X. Please subscribe. I drop some drools on there. So I appreciate this discussion. Like, a lot of times these discussions are needed. Whether you agree or disagree, like Kevin Samuels was a needed content. I asked people who on YouTube is talking about the black family image. Who's doing that? Nobody could come up with nobody. I said Kevin Samuels is. But y'all hate him. All these other cats is just running off at their mouth, gossiping. And he's celebrity gossip, talking about rappers. Kevin Samuels had a content about the black family image. Relationships and, staying together. He wanted women to stay together. He wanted women to get married early. You know what I mean? So they can progress with a man. Like Kobe Bryant and his wife. Get married early so you can progress in life with your mate. You know what I mean? Get back with your baby daddy. Things like this, you know what I mean? This is like shit that's helpful. Whether you agree with him or not, whether you think he's harsh or not, some shit he said, a lot of the shit he said was real. You know what I mean? So these conversations that we're having about relationships and are relationships breaking up for small things and shit like that are needed. It makes women think. And just like that, you put up the quote from one of my Facebook friends. She said she got back with her baby daddy because of some of the stuff I had. Some of these jewels and things we've been saying is going to trigger something in somebody. They're going to say, you know what? Maybe I do need to get back with my baby daddy. Maybe I do need to be a little more peaceful. Maybe I do need to stop fucking snooping, because every time I snoop through this man's phone, we argue all goddamn day. You know what I mean? So we've done some justice here, whether you guys think it or not. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to end with that and say that. And anytime, I want to be on more panels like this.
Yeah. I mean, anytime, bro. Don't forget, man. Look through your thing and unblock me so we could. Because I want to talk crap. I want to talk crap with all the Trump haters.
Hey, Chief, we got to get you one day on the live discussing culture and science. I know that's we got to get you back one day, brother.
Oh,
I'm ready.
Hey,
I like y'all.
I'm honored and appreciative for you coming out, brother. I mean, it means a lot to me.
You know why I like y'all? Because I like panels who have a moderator. Without a moderator, it's chaos.
Oh no, he just got good last week, bro.
I'll be on these other streams. They got no moderator. Everybody just arguing. Everybody talking out of turn.
Nigga was mad trash the last week.
We have to get, I guess you ain't got the bow tie on.
Hey, we was a work in progress. We were working progress. Better and better.
Hey man, I'm gonna echo those sentiments, man. I appreciate you pulling up, Chief X, man. It's good dialoguing with you, man. You share some gems, and I'm gonna reach out to you, man, because I want to have you on my show if you got some time. We can talk about that offline, and we can build. Yeah, man. Y'all know me, Love Alchemist TV. Right here on Facebook, my page is The Love Alchemist. If I said anything that you feel like can be of value to you and you want to seek me for consultation, I'm a marriage consultant and relationships. So email me at info@theconditionsoflove.com, info@theconditionsoflove.com. My website is www.theconditionsoflove, and that's where you can get all these fabulous books that me and my wife are putting together. And everything is under the conditions of love, because love is conditional. Love is conditional. If you're looking for unconditional love, look, I'm selling Doberman puppies. I got a litter coming out here in a couple months. That's where you can get your unconditional love from.
I'm a Rottweiler guy.
I'm a Doberman dad.
But I like dog guys. They always good people.
Yeah. So anyway, man, that's it, man. Thank y'all for coming out, man. I appreciate it. Next guy.
That's your book. You talking about the book?
Oh yeah. Did I put my book up?
Yeah, he put his book up.
That's my heart book.
Okay. All right.
And then the other one is my wife put together this word search, man. It's pretty dope little word search. Got over 18,000 words in there. Ultimate word search. You can get both of those from Amazon.com. You can hit me up in the inbox, and if you have any trouble getting that, but Amazon.com is where they at. Got about 3 books coming out in the next couple months.
That's what's up, man.
Wait a minute, who you for? Golden State or Dallas?
I don't even watch, man. I'm a boxing guy, man. I like Earl Spence. I like Charlo. I don't really like Charlo, but I just don't want him to lose.
Yeah, it's the same sentiments. I don't like Charlo, but he gets down.
Yeah.
I'm a
Where they can find you, Pete?
Me, man, I'm on Facebook, Pete, Gorilla Cool Huggins. You catch me here on Two Married Men, Two Single on Unspoken Truth TV. You catch me on Dirty Folks stuff. And you just catch me being a menace to society. When X add me back to his joint, you're gonna see me popping shit on motherfuckers, because and I got shout out to Chief X, man. Glad you're on the show, man. Glad we connect, because we had the whole presidential shit. We was giving them hell.
I lost so many friends during the election season.
And I gotta call him Chief X, Mr. Nigga, you ain't Egyptian. Yo, man, motherfuckers when it was from Egypt and shit. He's like, nah, motherfucker, your ass from West Africa. Shut the fuck up.
Anyway,
you ain't no motherfucking Pharaoh. Sit your ass down.
You came from a slave camp.
Right, you came from a slave. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers talking all that jazz. But nah, man,
that's why we gotta bring them on with that culture.
Oh man, yo, that shit used to have me die laughing. Motherfuckers, he like, motherfucker, your ass ain't Egyptian. You from Crenshaw.
Hey, nigga talking about he a comedic priest living in Compton. You in Compton talking about you a comedic priest.
on public housing at that ain't even in his name. But motherfucker talking about I'm a pharaoh. But yeah, you know, I gotta live with my woman and her other kids because you know I need her Section 8, you know, but I'm a pharaoh. But anyway, but yeah, you catch me in those things, man. So, but just a great show, man. Appreciate the team. You know, we kind of make it work. However we make it work. So that's me. Peace.
Dirty.
I was gonna say something, but I ain't gonna say nothing. All right, so because no, for real, because I had something to say about. I was gonna say it before Pete said it, but you know, Pete for freestyle for 30 minutes, so I didn't say it.
I got rhymes. I got bars.
No, but I was gonna say something about people because I don't care about the submission, just follow instructions. But I was gonna say something about women really don't want a man because I actually agree with Rick Ross on that. Like women know a simp when they see one, but they looking for a simp. Never forget that. They know a simp when they see one, but they looking for a simp. Anyway, so as the story progresses, man, y'all can find me on. I forgot I do a lot of shit. Y'all can find me on Amazon.com, Oak Summers. Y'all can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Dirty Folks. Check out the Marry Your Secretary course, Tolerology.com. And shit, that's it, man. But I want to say this though, yo, Chief X, because you know me and Chief X, we've been knowing each other for a while now, man. Glad to finally do a panel with you, my G. You cool with me, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations on the weed business. It's nothing like a black man selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Oh, you
shout
want to
out
say
to
it?
that chief, man. I'm very proud of that, man. Keep going. You got my support, brother. But you through Dirty?
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the guys who need a second mother when they got married. Y'all right, dog. Every man is not a leader. But yeah, girls don't want a leader. Girls want a sponsor.
Yeah. Where can they find you?
I just said it, man. Instagram, just went through all that shit.
In the
You know what I'm
side
saying?
track.
You know what I'm saying? Tune into the Dirty Folks podcast channel on Facebook. We might do a review, we might not. But get my numbers up. Love me like you love everybody except black men.
We ain't
Shout
had
out
that
to
too
this
much
picture.
tonight, did we? We ain't had that tonight too much, did we?
We had episode. We had episode. No.
Hey, y'all can find me Questy Black on Facebook, Twitter,
Your boo list.
Questy Folks, Instagram, and Nagasi Black. I'm gonna try to get active more on those pages. I'm too busy on Facebook all the time. I Spoken Truth TV. You can find me here. You know me, I do internet marketing. If you want tips on making money online, been doing it since 2013. Been my own boss since then. Reach out to me. My wife and I got a book called Position Your Man to Win. Y'all can see that. It's on Amazon. If you want that, reach out to it. You know, it's how I'm always winning, my baby. But anyway,
I just want to give a special shout out to Liz for telling me I'm a great man, because Lord knows y'all ugly fat bitches only like women, gays, and felons. So if you call me gay, then I must be one of them good men that y'all can't get. So shout out to you.
All right. But yeah, that's it, y'all. We thank everybody for coming out. If you got the heart to do it, Cash App Tribe Power, so I can donate some dollars to these men giving their time. And
I want to say something on that. Y'all have not been donating, and if you notice, Crazy ain't got a bow tie.
Yeah,
so
I ain't got
he ain't saying right. He ain't got no bow tie, so he can't afford a bow tie because y'all ain't sending no damn money. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
hey, look, I get it. You want to give her $40, just give her 30 and give us at least 10. Something, hook us up. You know what I'm saying?
Man, shout out to the panel, man. These brothers be giving that value. But we out, y'all. Hey, we had the chief tonight. One of the chiefs of the village. Thank you, brother.
Earlier, I was like, nicknames fuck people up. Like an old wise man told me, be careful of the nickname you choose, because nicknames will fuck you up. I had a homeboy, and his name was Assassin. Old gangbanging nigga called Assassin. Guess what he tried to live up to? Being an assassin. Guess what Young Thug tried to live up to? Being a young motherfucking thug. It just nicknames psychologically affect you, so be careful. So I'm the chief. I'm the village chief.
Hey, that's why I'm loved, bro. That's why I'm loved.
I love it.
Yeah, psychologically, you try to live up to what your nickname is.
Except if you call yourself a fucking pharaoh. The motherfuckers be like, "Oh, I'm a pharaoh," and they just don't live up to it. They just like, "Hey, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and just sell these oils and and that's it."
All right, y'all.
Salute.
What's going on, internet land? It's the Fly Bowtie Guy coming live to you to send a reminder to donate to these gentlemen that's giving their time and passion. We're gonna come with some great guests in the future for you guys to entertain you guys and have a good time. And I want to have these guys motivated and giving their best. I want to continue to do these lives for the future. So if you enjoy this show and you want more lives, donate at Tribe Power and show some love. Enjoy the show.